Welcome to the Silver Ranch podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Schmidt, Vice President of InvestCore, the developer of the new Silver Ranch Subdivision. In this podcast, we'll take you behind the scenes of Bismarck's newest subdivision and get to know the people and businesses making it happen. Today's guest is Brian Ritter, President of the Chamber EDC. Brian, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Awesome. First, I guess, just tell me about yourself a little bit.
Oh, well, where do I start? Born and raised here in Bismarck Mandan. And actually, if we think about Silver Ranch and the owner, Chad Wachter, actually grew up a few houses down from the Waters in South Bismarck. And I think that's part of what's really important about my role as the president of the Chamber EDC is that being from here and being married to somebody else from here, now having two young girls, having two young daughters here that hopefully will stay here someday, that brings a little bit of personality to what you do in your job, right?
Right.
Because when you're passionate about something and you genuinely care about the community that you're advocating on behalf of, you're trying to grow, that's a big deal to me.
What's the best part of being the president of the Chamber EDC?
Boy, there's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things that go along with being in this job. What I would tell you is this. When you do genuinely care about what you're doing, then whether you're working nights, weekends, days, whatever it is, it makes it easier. It makes it easier when you genuinely care about something. Mm-hmm. And when we're sitting here in this beautiful studio and we've got some of the best views in the community, you get to look out over the horizon almost, and you see some of the things that make Bismarck Mandan great. I can look over Jamie's shoulder right now if you're listening or you're watching. I can see Northwest Bismarck. I can see 43rd Avenue. We're going to expand that roadway this year because of all the growth that's coming. I can look straight up Highway 83 and see construction happening on Costco. I can look down towards the Missouri River, and we've got these great quality of amenities. Or I can look all the way down to Sanford and look at that. And Sanford's going to invest in their $200 million in our downtown.
Right.
So you want to talk to me about the great part about my job? It's going to be a part of all these things.
Awesome. Silver Ranch. So when you hear Silver Ranch, how do you think that's going to fit with the future growth of Bismarck?
Well, let's think about this. We just talked about all the great things happening in Bismarck Mandan's economy, right? We just talked about all these great things. And we are incredibly blessed to be where we are today. But the biggest challenge we have is going to be workforce, right?
Yep.
Consider this for a second. Now, right now, the unemployment rate in Bismarck Mandan is probably about 2%. In some places, maybe even be lower than that. We haven't seen levels like that since the oil boom. We've got about 2,500 open jobs in our economy. Well, if we're successful in retaining people to fill those jobs, if we're successful in attracting new talent to this community, and then we're successful in keeping all those retirees, people as they phase out of those jobs, then what are we going to need? We're going to need more housing, right? What's, I think, unique about Silver Ranch and how it fits into the overall picture is that right now, Bismarck Mandan's doing a great job of meeting a multitude of different types of housing demands. We've got mixed-use demands. We've got multifamily demands. We have single-family demands. Silver Ranch, being located where it is in Northeast Bismarck, fills a niche. It fills that niche in a growing part of our community physically. Mm-hmm. It fills a niche in the need and the demand for more single-family housing. And it does so in a way where I think it's affordable. It does so in a way that we can accommodate that person no matter what stage of career they're in. And so, again, Silver Ranch is a big, big part of what a long-term housing solution is going to be.
I think the thing that I always find interesting is the state of the economy, right? I think that's what everybody's always worried about. They hear, even us, oh my gosh, Silver Ranch, it's 3,000, single-family houses. Can Bismarck support that? And I think, everybody always doesn't quite understand that that's a 20 to 30-year project we're talking about. And I guess, maybe speak to the state of the current economy.
If someone's listening to this and they're wondering, can we really support a development of this size? Because remember, a development like this before in these stages, it's not often been tried. We're a community of a certain size, so we're not often taking on something this big. But when we think about how we're going to support it, I want listeners to really picture this. Picture Bismarck Mandan's economy as a pyramid. And at the base of that pyramid, you really have four core industries. You've got education, energy generation, healthcare, and government. There are 6,000 public employees in Bismarck Mandan.
Right.
6,000 public employees. Well, they patronize my members of the Chamber EDC. They're going to patronize First International Bank or Stone Home or anything else like that. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's important for us to keep our finger on that pulse. That's part of what makes Bismarck Mandan great. Second thing, our two largest private employers are healthcare providers, Sanford, CHI, St. Alexis. That's a big, big deal. Energy generation. We've got Basin Electric out here. We've got MD Resources up in Northwest Bismarck. We've got the Marathon Refinery. Within 100 miles, we have coal mines and we have power plants, all these things. Again, a stable piece of our economy. And then education. The Bismarck Public School District is the single biggest public school district in the state of North Dakota. It's bigger than Fargo, bigger than West Fargo, bigger than Grand Forks. Then we've got Mandan Public Schools, which is actually growing faster than Bismarck Public Schools.
Crazy.
We've got Light of Christ Catholic Schools at Shiloh. So you put those four things together. You got the core of a pyramid, right? You got the core, you got that bottom layer. Then on that second layer, then we've got technology, we've got agriculture, manufacturing. And that top layer then is retail and service and where that housing component comes in. Mm-hmm. If we at the Chamber EDC are successful in building that pyramid, then housing divisions like Silver Ranch and others around the community, that's how we're going to support it. That's how we're going to do it long term.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
All right. If you got any questions about Bismarck Mandan, what's happening around the community, get a hold of me at my email address, britter, so BRITTER, at bmcedc.com, or give us a call at the Chamber EDC, 701-223-5660.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us,
No
Brian.
problem. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Silver Ranch Podcast. If you'd like to hear more, subscribe for new episodes and connect with us online at Silver Ranch Subdivision on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or silverranchnd.com. We'll talk again next time on the Silver Ranch Podcast.